Hello guys, this is Void Spawn What Ifs here. This is going to be episode 1 of season 2 of What If Deku was Gaster from Undertale. In the last, season finale of season 1, Gaster had been defeated, Eri was saved, all, and everything was all fine and dandy. Except the fact that quite a few people had died, including Ezreal's parents, Kera, and also Ariel, Gaster's wife. But Gaster wasn't imprisoned, or technically he was, but not by the heroes. He was sent back to the Void, which sort of impacted him greatly, since, now he's stuck in the Void for the third time. But, anyways, most of his troops which he had were either taken away, imprisoned, or killed, although some, like Sparrow and other groups, were able to escape. And now, the main villain of this What If is going to be Sparrow, the right-hand man of Gaster, and also the person whose soul is that half hate and half determination. His soul of hate comes from the fact that Kera had betrayed them, that Frisk is alive, and that Gaster himself was killed or imprisoned in the Void. And his soul of determination comes, it essentially comes from his desire to free Gaster from the Void and take revenge on all of those who had wronged them. And that's pretty much it. And now we go to the three main heroes of this story: Aiko, Emiko, and Asui. Aiko is the daughter of Frisk and Bakugo. Her soul is the soul of integrity. So, quite strong. And especially the fact that her soul is 3 times stronger than the average humans. So, yeah. And also, now going back to the fact, with her quirk being Atomic Blast. Now, essentially what this is a more powerful version of Bakugo's quirk. Although because of that, the strain on her body is also a lot more than what was Bakugo's, because of the explosion. And so, yeah. And also, her magical powers, which she gained with the Soul of Integrity, would be this: she can create sights, or at least I believe that's how I say it. She can create one scythe, that being her main weapon, and after that she can create flying knives, how do you say it, barbed chains, and also several other versions of magical shields and all that other good stuff. And that's going to be Aiko. The second one is Emiko, the daughter of Kirishima and Mina. Her soul is that of kindness, and it's just a regular soul of kindness, so yeah. Her quirk is, essentially the same as her mother's, except it has a bit of a difference, since Kirishima's quirk also mixed in it. Her quirk, acid, acid manipulation. She can harden her acid or make it into a liquefied form. And that's pretty much it for her. And now we go to Asui. Asui is the daughter of Todoroki and Momo. Her quirk, technically 3 quirks, is essentially goes like this. Both of her hands, or her palms, her left palm can make fire come out of it, and her left, that is her right palm, can make ice come from it. And now it's time for her third quirk, creation, although it's a bit stronger than her mother's, because Momo had to know the, atomic makeup of the things she wanted to make. But Asui doesn't have to know that. She simply needs to see the thing which she wants to create, and she can create it. And that's how she goes. Although there is a bit of a drawback, with that being that she can't create just anything. She has to see like the full 3D model of it. So yeah, if she sees, let's say, Godzilla from the movie Godzilla, she can create Godzilla if she wanted to. Although because she is like a couple of thousand times smaller, well, actually no. What type of, they said, items she sees, or well, if she sees that the item is like in a certain height and diameter, she can only create it like that. That's her quirk. And I believe that will be all. Now, going to the way how UA is currently going to be handled. The current principal of UA is Aizawa. Most of the other old teachers are still there, with the new fact that Frisk, Bakugo, and Todoroki, the top 3 heroes, are also going to be teachers there, or professors. Frisk being the main professor about souls, Bakugo being the one, and Bakugo and Todoroki essentially being joint themed on how do you say it, how to fight villains and all of that other jazz. And now we go to the classrooms. Due to the influx of new recruits or children who want to become, how do you say it, heroes, instead of being only classroom 1A and classroom 1B for heroes, now 2 additional classes have been added. Class 1C and class 1D. Both with all 4 classes being for, well, heroes. Along with several more classes for, how do you say it, support equipment makers and all that other stuff. And that's essentially how UA is going to be handled. And now, this starts off 16 years after the, well, Season 1 ended. So, in these 16 years, the Hero Society, along with Japan and the entire world, had progressed greatly. They have fully automatized, well, work robots, and along with war robots, since a bit obvious, ever since Gaster and his intelligent scientist was also a bit of his slave, Alphys was able to create, well, those gigantic robots which destroyed dozens of ships and airplanes. The governments of the world wanted to make some for themselves, and that's exactly what they did. But now, going back to, well, the time skip, all of the main heroes have begun charting themselves on the hero board, or, well, how do you say it? How the main heroes in the entirety of the world are like, how do you say it? Put in their own positions. So the first or the top hero, instead of All Might, it is going to be Bakugo. The second most powerful hero is Frisk. The third one is Todoroki. The fourth most powerful hero is Ace of Spades, which is a new character and actually a hero who isn't even in Japan, because these hero rankings are all around the world. With Ace of Spades being a person whose quirk is that he can control, well, cards, and he can make them into shields. Well, he can use them to shield himself, he can use them to fire at somebody to do damage, and he can also imprison somebody in his deck of cards. And that's what his quirk is. And the other 6 top 10 heroes are going to be revealed as the story goes on. And now, as Aiko, Emiko, and Asui finally enter UA, as they see all of the other new, candidates with them, they begin, and all of them have the grins of joy, because they're finally going to begin their adventure as heroes. Or heroes in training, that is, for the next 5 years. And so, has all of them go ahead to the main area where all of them will be taking the first test, that being the, how do you call it? The intelligence test, I believe, or something like that, the written exam. As all of them go there, there's somebody else presenting to all of them. That someone else being Frisk. As she tells them what the point of this test is, what sort of questions there will be, and all that other stuff, with her daughter, Aiko, yawning immediately. And Frisk notices this and gives her a glare, with Aiko immediately stopping to yawn and paying much more attention to it. Because Aiko, even though her soul is 3 times stronger than a regular human's, her mother, Frisk, yeah, she is how do I put this? She's a monster. Like, she is much, much stronger than Bakugo. Or at least when her soul determination becomes a much more higher level. Because currently her soul determination is always at a constant level 10 or 12. The time when she was fighting against Bakugo, it was 20 or so. And, well... Ah, crap, I forgot this entire row. Okay, so one more thing. Aiko has somebody else looking over her. She has her aunt, Kara. Kara did die, although her soul sort of went ahead and hitched a ride with Aiko's soul. So, yeah. Aiko can now see her mother's sister and her aunt simply hovering above her and giving her advice. So, yeah. And after, well, Aiko starts speaking to Kara, Frisk tells all of them to quiet down, with Aiko being the only one who was speaking to air, so yeah. Or at least everyone thought she was speaking to air, even Frisk. Well, that is not Frisk, since Frisk knows that Aiko can see Kara. And well, yeah. After that, she begins to tell him about the proper entrance exam, that being the one where they had to fight robots. But this time they won't be fighting robots. They'll be fighting against 2 more teachers in UA. And those 2 teachers being the one and only Sans and Papyrus. With Sans is going to be making Gaster blasters all around the area, and for each Gaster blaster they destroy, it's going to be awarded 15 hero, that is villain points, for destroying a villain. While Papyrus is going to be the one underground. If you can defeat him, you get 150 points. So, yeah. Although if you work in a team, those points get split. And that's exactly... And well, after that, all of them are dismissed. And unlike in the anime, the entrance exam doesn't begin immediately. All of the students get first shown around the school and all that other stuff. So about 1 week passes, and the actual entrance exam finally begins. The written portion goes extremely well for all 3 of them. Aiko is able to score 6th place, Emiko is able to score 5th place, and Asui is able to score 1st place. Because, I mean, the daughter of Todoroki and Momo, yeah, her IQ is quite literally off the charts. And after that, they go to the main arena, where the actual entrance exam against Papyrus and Sans will be held. And so they're waiting there for about 20 minutes until everybody else finishes, and that's when Frisk gets on the microphone and says the same thing which President Mike said at her own entrance exam, which was 3, 2, 1, go. There are no, how do you say it? countdowns in a villain fight. And so all of them begin to run. Almost immediately, 15 lower powered Gaster blasters appear in front of them, with all, if not most, with most, if not all, of the children who were there, or well, yeah, easily destroying each and every one of them. But before, as they start to cheer and say how easy these guys are, yeah, a couple of orange bones come out from the ground and hit all of them in the gut. And that's when they see Papyrus. And Papyrus's current level is 16, if you guys are wondering. So he isn't exactly easy to defeat. And so Asui, Emiko, and Aiko immediately go ahead and, well, head in a fight with him. With Papyrus simply laughing to himself because he knew that these three were going to go after him immediately, since all three of them actually call Papyrus and Sans uncles. And so, as Aiko uses her Soul of Integrity to create her scythe, she is able to get a good hit on Papyrus. Although, sadly for her, a good hit on Papyrus doesn't mean anything because his defense is, well, too high. Although even getting a single hit on him was pretty good. That's when Emiko uses her Acid Quirk, immediately throws it at Papyrus's, feet, and then immediately hardens it to the floor. With Papyrus being impressed by their teamwork until he realizes something. Where is Asui? And then right behind him, Hessie, well, turns around, both of her palms are on his face. And after that, ice and fire emit through Papyrus. Now, Papyrus wasn't exactly happy about this, but yeah. He lost quite a bit of his HP at that point. And before he could even retaliate, Aiko, using her scythe along with several of her chains, immediately knocks Papyrus down to the ground even more, with then Emiko using her Acid Quirk to harden it immediately as it goes on Papyrus. So yeah, they successfully beat Papyrus, with Papyrus himself just being upset that he had lost in such little amount of time, but also Papyrus being extremely glad that these three were on their side because their teamwork was extraordinary. But before they can do, or well, that is before Aiko, Emiko, and Asui can do, well, that much, behind them 50 more Gaster Blasters spawn. This one and all of these ones had a bit more juice in them. So yeah, they quickly go ahead and start blocking every single one which Sans sent them. And for the next 10 or so minutes, they simply dodge and destroy the Gaster Blasters, with Sans being extremely proud of how much they, well, exceeded his expectations. And so, yeah, when the final, alarm goes off, or well, the siren that indicates the end of the, entrance exam, all of them simply stop what they were doing and get out of UA. In a week's time, all of them were going to get their results, although Frisk, Momo, and Mina meet up with their daughters and then simply tell them that all three of them had passed. And yeah, they were extremely happy about getting into UA, but they also knew that there wasn't even a single hint of doubt that they wouldn't have been able to get into UA. And after all that, as they go into home, their fathers also meet them, and all 9 of them simply go ahead and have a nice, dinner or a celebration at Todoroki and Momo's house. And at the other side of Japan, as all of them are, well, excited and doing their own thing, Sparrow, is currently speaking with several scientists, which are trying to recreate what Gaster had made. Now, they did have some success. The fact that Gaster was actually able to send one of his Gaster blasters through. So they know that they can do this. Although, there is just one thing which they need. They need more souls. Currently, they killed over 320 people and then put their souls into canisters which are now being used to power this machine. But the machine is incredibly unstable, and if they put any more power on it, they don't know if it'll break or, well, simply destroy everything around it. So Sparrow is extremely agitated at this point, with all of the other scientists and henchmen he has also being the same. But Sparrow gives one big sigh. He tells them to try and restabilize it, with the scientists trying their best. And after that, he asks the scientist, does he need to get more souls? But the scientists simply turn around and tell him that they need more powerful souls, not just regular human souls. And that's when Sparrow simply replies that getting more powerful souls would be meaning that I will have to kill several heroes, high-ranking heroes at that. And if they start disappearing, seemingly one by one, do you really think that Frisk and the Frisk Bakugo and the Orochi won't figure out what's going on? They know that quite a bit of our master's people were able to escape. And they've been hunting us down for the last 16 years. We've lost most of our bases in Siberia, all of our bases in America, and the most in Japan. Out of 325 bases, we only have 26 left, with this one being the most high-tech. With the scientists now realizing how bad of a situation they were, they start pestering Sparrow about that. But Sparrow simply tells them, can't you just fuse the different souls together? The scientists tell him that that is possible, although it's also risky, because it would involve if it goes wrong, the souls would destroy each other. And well, Sparrow simply tells them this: I don't care. Do it. I'll get you more weaker souls. It's better this way anyway. Because when Gaster finally arrives, it's going to be one hell of a show. Sparrow leaves the laboratory and goes out, looking for secluded people, and well, killing them and taking their souls back to the laboratory. Although each 50 souls are always destroyed, so every 51st soul is the only one who can actually be properly, fused. And they need at least 100 of these types of soul to bring Gaster back. And their current number is only 3. Because even now, they killed over 310 people. And both the police and the army has now been starting to appear in that area. And Sparrow needs to find out a new plan how to deal with this. And well, this is going to be the end of part 1 of season 2 of What If Deku Was Gaster from Undertale. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you have a great day.